Get out of my way! Move! Move, Jennifer!
What's up, lore masters? In this review, we'll be looking at the Lower Decks episode, Cupid's Errant Arrow. One of the common misconceptions when it comes to this series is that people feel Boimler is used as a punching bag, that he's openly mocked. Some critics claim that this is due to his gender and the color of his skin. I've always contended that while Boimler is one of the comedic characters in the show true, he is not actually attacked nor mocked really. In fact, he plays a good straight man and indeed is a good goof when the various times require. I think they do it respectfully. That said, if there was an episode where he was put in a situation to be laughed at for the sake of plot, it'd be this one. Let's just get into it.
Ensign Boimler, personal log, stardate 57601.3. The Cerritos is in orbit around Mixtus 3 to assist in a controlled demolition of an unstable moon. We're providing support to the Vancouver, a Parliament-class ship which focuses on complex, large-scale engineering projects.
Like we see with a lot of Lower Deck episodes, the main event is something seemingly pretty epic. It's a moon falling into a planet that's about to destroy said planet and kill everyone. However, as you might expect, this is just another day in the life that would happen for Starfleet. The senior and bridge crew are hyper-focused on it, true, but the Lower Decks, they're just trying to do their jobs. And ultimately, it does make sense given the universe these people live in, that these things happen all the time, so it's not a big deal. The actual plot that we will focus on as the audience is the fact that Boimler has a new girlfriend, and Mariner, due to her either having a crush on Boimler or just being a really just awful person in this respect who doesn't see Boimler with someone above his pay grade, can't believe that he's dating her. We also have Tendi and Rutherford, who are generally focused on how awesome the Cerritos and the Vancouver is, and also T-88s. We'll come back to that in a bit.
Try to start today over.
Watch out for the tail!
Mariner!
The plot with Boimler and Mariner is pretty standard fare. The African-American waifu doesn't believe that Boimler can be with the lieutenant and spends the entire episode trying to prove that she's not who she says she is. At the end of the day, I think Mariner is doing this because she cares. She doesn't want to see her friend hurt. But again, she is just garbage for why she thinks that Boimler is being duped, why she thinks he may be about to be hurt. And I have to admit, this episode also brings up some strange energies between Mariner and Boimler. While we haven't seen anything overt, I do wonder if there isn't some chemistry between the two romantically, that perhaps the two may have something that's repressed. It also could be, and is as likely, that they are just really good friends. Best friends even, as we see in this episode. I'm not one to generally ship main characters together, given how cliche that is, but I honestly would kind of like to see them together personally. That's just me, though.
Oh, when I come back with this baby, the guys in engineering are gonna flap!
Yeah, right, it's gonna be me who takes this back. I'm gonna blow their minds in medical.
Looking at the B-plot between Tendi and Rutherford, I'm really divided on this. We do get to see them actually doing something, which is good. It's the same one note that they always do, which is bad. Basically, it's, oh look, I'm a cute Orion waifu that just wants to be everyone's friend, and oh look, I'm an engineer who loves everything engineering, and that's who I am. It can be frustrating to see this throughout the series. Moving on, the two discuss their lust for these ships, and then get to work on the Vancouver, where they can use the adored T-88s, a new scanning device. In fact, they are competing to see who can do the best job because the winner gets to keep one, and these scanning devices aren't even out yet. Oh yeah, there's a plot with the Vancouver engineer who promises that they get to keep them if they win in some kind of contest. I'll admit that's kind of a fun arc. You definitely should watch the episode if for nothing else that. In that respect, we do see an interesting commentary on what being on a ship like the Vancouver can be like. The Vancouver effectively is a stand-in for the Enterprise, so kind of shows the toll it takes on people. At the end of the day, the medical and engineering officer find out that they are low-key criminals, which is something they celebrate, and that ends the arc between the two. Unlike Mariner and Boimler, these two rarely get to have expansion of their character, and that's unfortunate. We don't even see it here, this just happens to them.
Unfortunately, we might have to cancel the demolition.
What? Why? Is the moon too dense?
No, it's more of a diplomatic issue.
There is also a third plot point which is the least focused on, which is ironic. It's given the least amount of significance and ironically is the most important thing happening in the area. The bridge crew are having to deal with stopping a moon from plummeting to a planet and killing everyone. I've mentioned this before. It's actually a good showing for the captain, the XO, and security chief, as we see that while the bridge crew and senior officers have their flaws, they are really capable and handle themselves well. Certainly they aren't the Enterprise, nor the Titan, but they have every right to be in the positions they are in, which is something that I think is great. If I'm being honest, Cupid's errant arrow is filler, and not even the good kind. The episode is serviceable with some funny moments, but adds very little to any of the mythos or even the series. It is definitely one of the weaker episodes. That said, it's not bad. You can enjoy yourself while watching it, just don't expect to have anything amazing happen. But those are my thoughts. What are yours? Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Lore Reloaded.